Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Stock Market Daily Update. I am Aditya from Mostly Bearish. Before we talk about the levels that I'm going to be looking at on Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow, let's talk about the updates that I provided on my Telegram channel. For those who are new, I provide live updates about the stocks or index that I'm going to be looking at along with charts so that you can learn. So mind this, it's not a channel about recommendations or calls, it's about learning and understanding the charts itself. And if you want to join the channel, the link is given in the description below. Let's get started. The first update was somewhere around these levels when the stock price was just about 342 levels, right? And I expected there is going to be a retracement. There was over 15% move, and I actually expected some kind of a retracement. When I saw the signs of retracement, that is where I had taken an entry. And from there, as and when the prices started moving downwards at around 336 to 335.50 levels is where I had taken my exit also. This was 80% exit and I was holding on to 20%. Now the stop loss for 20% was my entry point itself. If the prices came to my entry point, I would have exited. Else, I was waiting if there is a possible breakdown where we can get anywhere close to 334 to 333 levels. But if you see, that did not happen, and from there the prices started moving upwards. Now this was a confirmation that my analysis for the remaining 20% is gone wrong, and I exited somewhere around 341 levels. And I had provided these updates on my Telegram as well. The next stock was Tata Motors. Tata Motors, as and when the prices were moving upwards, I had provided an update about this stock. And I also specified there are high chances there might be a big move in Tata Motors, just the way we saw it yesterday. And if you see from here, the prices got rejected, and from there the prices started moving upwards. And I had taken the upside rally on the break of the high is where I had entered, and from there when the prices started moving upwards, I exited as well. Now there was again two-phase exit where I exited some quantity at these levels and the other remaining quantity when the stock hit the initial upper circuit at 10%. And post which I had specified, if the stock remains at the upper circuit, there are high chances there might be upside move about 2 to 4%. And if you see this candle itself, the open and the prices jumped up to somewhere close to 252.4, right? And post which there was another analysis that post the retracement, if the prices come below 242.7, we might see some little bit of sell off. And as and when the prices came below that, we saw some kind of a sell off, and during the day the prices were mostly below that range, and towards the end we saw prices reaching somewhere to the levels of 236.5 as well. Now let's talk about Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty was comparatively strong. There was a rally which actually happened during the mid session, post which it created a proper rejection and there was no exact retracement, right? It sustained the level. At this candle we saw another high creation, right? Now at the same time, Nifty was sustainably moving high throughout the day. Now this shows what the strength is. Now let's try to understand what is happening in Nifty and what are the possibilities that we need to look at for tomorrow. Before that, just an update about Reliance. Reliance also, I had specified during this candle initiation itself that the prices are moving up and Reliance is actually helping Nifty move up as well. Let's talk about Nifty now. Let's check out the day chart. What is the formation of candle? We have created an all-time high again, right? Now on daily basis, we are seeing this new all-time high, but today there was some kind of an up move and the prices did not actually see any kind of a sell-off during the second half, right? So that shows the strength in Nifty. Now let's try to understand where and what kind of positions can be built. There is a proper trend line created. If we just extend this level, we are sustainably above that level, and if we just move this level higher, right, we are reaching somewhat a closure where there might be a breakout or a breakdown. Now if the prices do gap up higher, like comparatively higher, above 0.5 to 0.8%, watch for any kind of a initiation of sell-off, right? The initiation of sell-off, I'm not talking about an exact fall or something. If there is some kind of a fall during the opening, that can be looked at, but for more confirmation, it's always better to actually wait for the first half an hour to 1 hour to understand what is actually happening. Now if there is a gap up, that is a situation where the levels of the high created should be the test area, if the lower level created in the first 5 minutes is broken, right? Now, if there is a gap down, automatically this will become a resistance area, right? If there is a gap down, area will become a resistance area. If there is a rejection from there, we need to watch out for that. But if the closing is below this line of any half an hour candle, that we need to look at on price action, if there will be continuous fall from there, or it is just a fake breakdown and from there we see some kind of upside. Now we know that Nifty has been doing this multiple times. If you see this, there was some kind of a sell-off, but then prices started moving up. Here also there was some kind of a sell-off, then the prices started moving up. So this is why I'm giving you all different types of situations which are possible in Nifty and Bank Nifty. Talking about Bank Nifty spent quality time at the upper level, right? Let's look at the daily chart to understand. Now this is almost 1.06% upside move, and we have created a new high again, right? But the closing is somewhat close to the highs created earlier. I'm sorry, right? Now let's break it down to understand better. Okay, so as of now, what I see is basically this is the level where Bank Nifty spent a lot of time. If there is another gap up and from there we see a similar upside movement, we can probably see Bank Nifty being stronger than Nifty. But if there is a rejection, this is the area that I'm going to be looking at mainly, right? And if there is a gap down, now we know the kind of formation is basically but broken out. But at the same time, a rejection, we should see prices coming towards this level on a normal basis, right? If there is a rejection, gap down, upside rejection, this is the level that I'm going to be looking at. And if there is a bigger fall, then I'm going to be looking at this level. So I hope you guys have understood the analysis that I do. Also, I'm going to be leaving a link for candlestick analysis if you want to understand what candlesticks mean and how they look and what actually happens. What are the different probabilities of how the price action actually is going to take shape from the movement of candlestick. I'm leaving that link also in the description below. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and make sure you hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any of the updates from my side. Thank you so much for watching.